sharpshooter, NBA champion. As the opening tip won by Cal, the home whites for the Golden Bears, and Mercyhurst in that dark green. As the Lakers are 4-3, as they started their West Coast swing, and the Bears attack immediately inside with Mady Sissoko with the game's first points.
And I like the ability again of Stojakovic to attack and create an easy score for his teammate.
And they go inside of the big man Sissoko. Mercyhurst, who played at Air Force on Sunday, and that was a close game at the half. The Air Force Falcons led it by 7 before the Air Force Academy pulled away in the second half and blitzed Mercyhurst, winning it going away 82-48. Air Force shot 65% from the floor in that game against Mercyhurst. Joshua Ola-Joseph looks to power his way inside, and he flips it up, left it short, and the rebound Max Jasyankic for Mercyhurst. So the Lakers, the new Division I team, going through this 4-year transition period, which they're ineligible for the NCAA tournament for the next 4 years, which is one of the dumbest rules by the NCAA, but that's a whole nother conversation. Andrej Stojakovic, the block shot, out of bounds, 8 on the shot clock as he denied Aiden Reichert of Mercyhurst.
Well, here you can see the drive, Roxy, getting to the rim, but you know, usually you don't expect your guards, but Stojakovic has had blocks this year and he rejected his offering.
Here is Reichert with the left hand, and he floats it up and in to tie the game at 2.
Well, that's impressive on a short clock to really make something out of nothing. That's a big basket by, obviously, the Lakers.
So Christian Tucker is the Golden Bears without 3 key players tonight, as Joshua Ola-Joseph called for the travel. And as Mark Madsen has gone the last few games without Jovan Blackshear Jr., DJ Campbell, and BJ Omot, as Blackshear and Campbell are really close, and they went through shoot-around today. And so Cal hoping they'll have them maybe for the Missouri game on Tuesday night. And a backdoor cut, and down low it spins out for Jeff Planutis, the senior for Mercyhurst. And Cal comes back the other way with Stojakovic, who left the ball behind. Shamar Ratan-Mays, and the lane, and Mercyhurst has the lead as Max Jasyankic with the bucket for Mercyhurst.
So, Roxy, you spoke about Coach Mark Madsen, and you know, think about it, not 1, not 2, but 3 straight games without your starter, and you're talking about 3 starters. That's an adjustment that this team has had to make, but you know, if you're going to have these adjustments, better early in the season than late.
So Campbell and Blackshear are really close, as Joshua Ola-Joseph short on a 3, and here comes Aiden Reichert for Mercyhurst. BJ Omot's going to be a little bit longer. He's more of the week-to-week category than the other 2 who are literally day-to-day, and again, went through shoot-around earlier today. Here's the kick and a 3. That one rims out for Jeff Planutis, and Cal controls the rebound. 4-2 Mercyhurst after Cal got the game's first points. And Mady Sissoko throws it away, the double team forcing a turnover, but it was deflected out by Mercyhurst, and it stays at this end with Cal. There is Gary Manchel in his 22nd season as the head coach of Mercyhurst, also 9 years as the head coach at UMass Lowell. And he has over 500 career wins.
No, that's impressive. We spoke with him obviously before the game, and you know, he's a winner. He's a guy that's built programs, and he's getting an opportunity now to build Mercyhurst into a Division I program. Great opportunity for him.
And while he was with Mercyhurst at the Division II level, they were a power. 10, 20-win seasons. As off balance, the runner missed by Andrej Stojakovic. And Mercyhurst playing in the Northeast Conference, and they were admitted to the Northeast Conference back in April. The last few years, cutting to the bucket and a foul on Mady Sissoko. And that will send Shamar Ratan-Mays, the senior from Toronto, to the line for Mercyhurst. But the last number of years at the Division II level, Mercyhurst was playing in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, the PSAC.
Yeah, well, now it's in step, but I think when you're building a program, Roxy, it doesn't make any difference. You're going to go from Division II to Division I. That's a big step. Obviously, we've seen teams do that, but in speaking with Gary Menschel, he's going to take this in stride. He's with the same program, and I think he's going to get this done. He's got some Division I players on his team, and so he said, look, we've got some talent. Now we have to continue to recruit to that level, but you're going to make a big step up, and obviously he doesn't mind playing a good schedule.
And Shamar Rattan-May is one of those Division I talents who just hit the 2 free throws. As Rattan-Mays played 3 years at Youngstown State, as Andrej Stojakovic missing a 3. And then Rattan-Mays played last year at UNC Wilmington, was the backup point guard on a 21-win team. And now taking advantage of that 5th year, the native of Toronto was a Horizon League All-Freshman team member at Youngstown State. So he's got some pretty good D1 experience. And the ball knocked away by Rytis Petrides. Here comes Andrej Stojakovic, and he's grabbed by Shamar Rattan-Mays. And Mark Madsen questioning Bird Smith that that should be a flagrant 1. And Mark Madsen has a little bit of I think, a case here, because that wasn't really a play on the ball. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, we're doing our own camera here, and then we can transition to that. Okay. So they are looking. They're looking to see if it should be a flagrant 1. Yeah, I think it should be, because that wasn't a play on the ball. I mean, he just grabbed it.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, we got time.
Jeff.
Gotcha. Roxy just checked. I think there's.
Yeah, it's just a common foul.
Okay. Yeah. He didn't grab him with 2 hands, did he? Close.
It came close.
But he didn't wrap him up.
Yeah,
he just
no.
Boom. And I think that was pretty smart foul.
Mercyhurst, the early 6-2 lead at Haas Pavilion over Cal, along with the coach Ben Braun and our ACC network crew. Roxy Bernstein with you. A little bit of a slow start for Cal tonight, but the Golden Bears 5-1. Ben trying to get to 6-1 for the first time since Conzo Martin's last season, when they started 7-1, and Cal's been doing it lately without 3 key players.
No, and that's been the key to their success, Roxy. They've got really tremendous depth this year, and you mentioned not 1, not 2, but 3 guys out, and for the 3rd consecutive game, you don't do this, and you don't get W's if you don't have depth. So Cal really counting on their players that have transferred here and stepped in, who have had success in other programs, so they're no strangers to having experience.
Cal looking to get on track. They've been scoreless for about 4 minutes. Andrej Stojakovic rolls it in, ends the drought for Cal.
You know, it's interesting, Roxy, if you would chart all year coming out of timeouts, or when Cal's been on been on a team that's made a run. It seems like it's Stojakovic has come back and kind of broke that drought.
And it also seems like Mark Madsen has specific plays coming out of timeouts also that are designed to try to get a bucket.
Well, and they end up in his hands because he not only can knock down shots, but he's so good at getting to the basket, and if not scoring, creating for his teammates.
And the scoop. Jeremiah Wilkinson draws the foul. We'll get to the line. The foul is on Bernie Blunt III of Mercyhurst, his first.
So here you can see the drive, and he's really good with pivots. I mean, he's able to keep his pivot foot down. He's going to give you a couple different looks, but in the end, he's going to get the shot that he wants and deliver.
2 shots for Wilkinson, 71% from the line for the freshman. Double figures in each of the last 2 games, including a career-high 23 last week against Air Force. And one more shot coming is Mikalis Ivanauskas, the freshman from Chicago, in the game for Mercyhurst.
You know, if there's been a bright spot now for Cal, it's been Wilkinson coming off with 3 starters down. He's been the one breakout player. He's had just breakout games for the Cal Bears.
And it creates an opportunity. Look, there's, for example, a lot of minutes to be had. Javon Blackshear's out right now. It's about 30 minutes that are available to somebody to go and make the most of that opportunity.
Well, he's going to put pressure on the coaches now, Roxy, to say who's going to play and how many minutes they're going to get, because he's definitely earned some time.
Pull-up jumper, and the miss for Jeff Planutis. And one shot and out. Lee Dort the rebound. Here comes Cal looking to reclaim the lead. Wilkinson a step back. 3 for Jeremiah Wilkinson.
Well, he just doesn't play like a freshman, Roxy. He just plays with poise. He's not, he's not afraid to play with a lot of confidence, a little bit of swag, and he's able to knock those shots down. He's done it from the minute he's gotten the opportunity.
6 straight for Cal. And the loose ball, Lee Dort. Here comes the Bears again in transition. Andrej Stojakovic, and he draws the foul, and he is so good at that. 2 free throws coming up for Stojakovic, who shot 15 free throws in the game against Sac State on Sunday.
Well, how about the freshman, Roxy, just measuring it, lining it up, and just hitting daggers. I mean, this team's got some good young players. If you really want to look at a team that you better keep your eyes on the next couple of years, this Cal Bear team has some awfully good young players.
And Stojakovic, 82% from the line. And one more coming for Andrej Stojakovic, who's scored 20 or more in each of the last 3 games. And for this Cal team, this is a place they've been getting to frequently. They're one of the best teams at getting to the foul line, and they're a 72% foul shooting team. But so far this year, Cal is 18th in the country, averaging 28 free throws attempted a game.
No, they're one of the tops, Roxy, top 50 it's for sure. Not only getting to the line, but making shots. That's really been a staple for them.
Largest lead for Cal here in the early stages. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And a corner 3 hits the side of the backboard from Aiden Reichert. And that is a shot clock violation and a turnover by Mercyhurst. And our officiating crew, the veteran Bert Smith, one of the top officials in the game, working with Jeff Pond and Blanca Burns here tonight in Berkeley.
Well, those shots, neither one hit the rim. Those are, they may have to check the backboard on those last 2 shots. They see if there's some damage. But Roxy, you mentioned something I want to get back to. The Cal Bears with 20, their free throw attempts, and they're averaging 28 free throw attempts, 20 made. That's good for 28th and 20th in the country. That's getting it done.
Here's Jeremiah Wilkinson on the move and has it knocked out of bounds. Jake Lemmelman, the freshman, is trying to signify it should have been a tie-up, but it's out of bounds to Cal. 13 on the shot clock. So Cal coming off that 83-77 win. They got a scare from Sacramento State. After it appeared they had a comfortable lead, they were up by 15 in the second half before a late charge by the Hornets made it probably more interesting than it should have been. Lee Dort traveled.
No, it was they got tested, Roxy, and that happens early in the year. You know, Mark Manson talked to us today at shoot-around. He said, look, we needed that. I mean, you know, most coaches aren't going to say that. He's pretty candid. He said that we needed that. We needed to be in a tight game. Our players needed to experience that. That game was good for us.
And you always like to learn coming out of a game, and it was a good lesson for this team to learn. It's a little bit better, Ben, when it comes in a win than if you had blown the lead and lost to Sacramento State on Sunday.
Yeah, well, most players don't, unfortunately, learn with the win. They kind of forget.
And Andrej Stojakovic, the rebound.
But I agree with you. I love the wins and say we'll kind of tighten it up from here, but sometimes you need to get your team's attention.
Stojakovic, the pull-up. Lee Dort on the offensive glass, had it knocked away, and Jake Lemmelman comes away with it for Mercyhurst. And a foul will get the Lakers to the line. And when I was talking to Gary Manshall, and he's realistic when he looks at this game. He knows they're a heavy underdog coming in here, that things have to fall into place for them tonight for them to have a chance to win against Cal. But one thing is, they need to control the tempo. He needs to keep this game, he thinks, in the 60s.
Well, and he's done that, Roxy, all year long. Think about this. His defense of average for his team against the competition has been 66 a game, and that's pretty good. If you can hold teams in the 60s and you can score in the 70s, which they've done, you know, you've got a chance every night out, and your defense has to be your staple. You can't rely on your shots to fall every night.
Shamar Ratan-May is now 4 for 4 from the line, and the Cal lead is 2. And they play this matchup zone, Ben, which you're familiar with, and that he learned when he was an assistant coach at Yale for Dick Kuchin.
Yeah,
and he's tweaked it along the way. Of course, former Cal coach Dick Kuchin, who he worked for a few years. As Joshua Ola-Joseph hammers it home.
I don't care what defense you're in. You better stop him at the rim, because he's not paying any attention to the defense you're in. That's just one heck of a.
But
no,
they
but
force
you're right.
17 turnovers a game.
No, that's a lot. The credit to their defense.
Here's a corner three. And the offensive rebound by Max Jasianic. And the runner, too strong from Bernie Blunt III. And Cal controls.
Yeah, they're having difficulty, Mercyhurst, getting scores over the much taller, rangier Cal Bear team.
They've missed their last 7 shots from the floor in a reach-in foul against Mercyhurst. 4-point lead for Cal, and Joshua Ola-Joseph trying to get him going.
You like a guy that can get it done inside. How about Cal and Joseph with the big jam inside? Count it, the Cal Bears up by 4. A long timeout. Thank you.
Congratulations. Following weekly award winners.
Come back with that.
No, I like it. I like it a lot.
Because it kind of puts a bow on what we were talking about
No,
before.
I love those two
good
kids.
stuff,
Yeah, Petritus he's special. Olympic Club. How come you're not in it? I got you. I got you. Trust me, I got you. Seriously, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, the guy that ran it, I don't know who's running it now.
I know. Dick Green's going to get this done. Trust me on that. I'm one phone call. That's all it's got. In fact, I'm introducing you too. That's the only caveat. And Joe's coming.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. It's in October. I'm watching film. Now we'll get that done. That you should have been in it. Come on, man. It's
So we talked about the absence of DJ Campbell, Jovan Blackshear, and BJ Omad. And this is an example of two guys making the most of an opportunity.
well, certainly Jeremiah Wilkinson has gotten opportunities as a freshman, but Ritas Petritis, Roxy, is no stranger to college basketball. He had a phenomenal career at Air Force, and what he's done for the Cal Bears has been, I think, huge. He's given them a lift in every category on the floor, everything from defense to steals to second shot opportunities. I mean, he's tough. He's just really, really a basketball player.
Nice find by Christian Tucker underneath. The reverse lay-in, Joshua Ola-Joseph for Cal. And it's a 6-point lead, the largest for the Golden Bears.
Well, you know, I really like what Mark Madsen has done coming out of timeouts, Roxy. It's really important, obviously, playing in the NBA, getting some time there. You have to be good at that, but his teams have executed coming out of timeouts.
So Mercyhurst has gone over 6 minutes without a made field goal. Left open. And a three from Mikalis Ivanauskas. And Cal with the rebound.
Well, Cal's getting them to speed up, and that's a good sign. If your defense is tough, you oftentimes speed up your opponents.
Make them uncomfortable. Rattles in for Jeremiah Wilkinson.
Yeah, if you're Mercyhurst, Roxy, Jeremiah Wilkinson is making you uncomfortable. I mean, he's just finding ways to just complete drives. But my goodness, what a tough freshman.
30-second timeout, Mercyhurst. Six straight for Cal, and the Golden Bears defense has forced Mercyhurst into missing each of their last 9 shots from the floor. And Cal now with a 16-8 lead. As Mercyhurst just 2 for 14 overall from the field. Mercyhurst at 4-3. Look, they've got some okay wins. They've beaten Canisius. They won at Morgan State.
Oh, those are impressive, Roxy, but this Cal Bear team now is really settling in defensively. They're making it awfully tough.
Stepping back and beating the shot clock. Tough shot, Shamar Rattan-Mays for the Lakers.
No, that's a tough shot, but I'll tell you this, Roxy, if you're going to force your opponents to make those types of shots, you're playing pretty good defense.
So he's got 6 of the Lakers' 10 points. And that's a kick. And they'll put 20 back up on the shot clock for Cal.
Well, Gary Menschel called timeout, and I think he just wanted to settle his guys down. They're not getting good looks. They're a little bit rattled. They're certainly getting one and done. That puts more pressure on you because now you have to shoot it better. So, and Cal's a tough matchup. They're just a tough team with their size.
Mady Sissoko off the inbound, and the big man drops it in.
Well, I think Cal's been waiting for him to step up. Roxy, he's capable. He and Lee Dort, transfers that have really had some experience, but those guys can carve out space and they can score in the middle of the paint. They're really adept at doing that.
Sissoko, the grad transfer, played 4 years for Tom Izzo at Michigan State. Veteran of 6 NCAA tournament games. And a driving wild shot that's pulled out of the air. And Mercyhurst, the reverse lay-in by Mikalis Ivanauskas, the freshman for the Lakers. Cal quickly back the other way, and Mady Sissoko draws a foul.
Yeah, Roxy, I love seeing the Sissoko rim run for Mark Madsen and the Bears, but you can see when he gets the ball in the paint, he's really good at going over the top of you. He doesn't force it. He just takes what the defense gives him, and he can score it. I mean, he's agile, and like you say, he's experienced.
56 starts over the last couple of years for Michigan State for Mady Sissoko. Here is Rytis Petraitis. Jeremiah Wilkinson, too strong on the three. And the rebound pinballed around, and Petraitis rips it away. And Petraitis trying to lean in, and it's deflected out by Mercyhurst, and will stay at this end with Cal. And our first look tonight at Spencer Mahoney, the redshirt freshman from Brooklyn, the transfer from Washington State, who redshirted for Kyle Smith last year. And Mahoney, in his first extensive action for Cal, played really well against Sac State on Sunday.
Yeah, I thought he did too. It was a real bright spot for the Bears.
Had 7 points against the Hornets. Played 13 minutes, and in those 13 minutes, Mahoney was a plus 19.
Oh, that's getting it done.
Jeremiah Wilkinson left open and makes Mercyhurst pay.
Roxy, I love what Cal can do at the end of a shot clock. Most teams struggle to find a guy or a team to get a good look. Cal always seems to find somebody at the end of the shot clock that can deliver.
21-12. Cal with the lead. 9 for Wilkinson. Here's a three on the way, too strong from Aiden Reichert, the senior from Jackson Center, Ohio, who's a number of these players that played with Mercyhurst at the Division II level and part of the transition under Gary Manschel to Division I. Mahoney and Stojakovic can't control the offensive rebound, and it's pulled down by Mercyhurst.
Well, Roxy, if you're Mercyhurst now, you got to find an easier way to score. They have struggled getting good looks, and that's a credit to Cal's defense.
Nice pass and cutting to the bucket, Aiden Reichert for Mercyhurst.
That was the first easy one they've had, but that was set up by a really good interior drive and dish.
Andrej Stojakovic had a good look, and the rebound by Mikalis Ivanauskas for Mercyhurst. Mercyhurst not flustered. They're going to stay with their system, knowing they need to control tempo and limit the possessions in this game. Jeremiah Wilkinson, a step through, has his shot blocked by Aiden Reichert. Here come the Lakers. And the reverse lay-in, nice move on the baseline by Shamar Rattan-Mays, and a timeout for Cal.
That was a great look, Roxy. Show and go. I mean, that's what he can do. He just tiptoed, but look at Cal and be able to knock it back out to Wilkinson. He can knock it down, and then when you want to get some action, how about tiptoe along the baseline, lay it up. Roxy, we've got a good one. 5-point lead by Cal. Sometimes I'm not sure that Cal knows exactly where they want to go, but then when they get in trouble, they kind of do.
Yeah.
But when they need a basket, they know where they want to go. Otherwise, it's kind of free form, which is fine. I think Sissoko can give him some things in there. He's pretty good. When I've gone to practice, he's been really good. I like it. I can't remember. Does Cal have good popcorn? Roxy, you would know.
It's okay.
Not best, right?
It's not as good.
Roxy
Washington
knows.
used to have the best.
No, Washington, yeah. I remember Washington. Oh, yeah. Not unless it has mustard.
But once you get a whiff of the popcorn when you walk by, if it's fresh.
Yeah, but it's a lot of times it's boxed up.
That's the problem here.
Yeah, it's boxed and it's not fresh.
See,
No.
like he's eating out of box.
No, I
It's
can't
not-
do that.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. That's tastes like paper. Tastes like paper. Yeah, no, that's good. Now you're cooking. Actually, give me some brown mustard. I got a little Austrian and German descent. Sorry. But I'm with you on the soft pretzels. You got me hungry now. Is Cooch in here, Rox? You see
I
him?
don't see him.
Yeah, I'm looking. I can't think of who he usually goes with, but he usually attends with same people, but I don't see him. I'm looking up there. I don't see a lot of people that normally show up.
He said he hasn't talked to him in years, though.
It's been a while. I wish I would have told him. I wish I would have known that before. I would have called Dick.
Getting that popcorn in before the turkey tomorrow.
You know, there's always room for popcorn. Come on, Rox. You're at a game. You're either going
I got to remember who I'm talking to.
No, let me
here.
tell you. Either you're going to go with popcorn or a hot dog. I think it's popcorn in the first half, hot dog.
But
in
you're
the
going
second.
with both.
Oh, absolutely. Why? It's not an either or.
Well, that was your ritual. You always used to have a hot dog waiting for you after the game.
Every game, win or lose. Absolutely, it was a ritual, and I lived on those hot dogs. We had some good hot dogs back in the day. I think they're still good.
Open three, and Spencer Mahoney knocks it down. And he hit a three against Sac State on Sunday in the second straight game with a three. And Mahoney getting some minutes with the three guys out. An opportunity, and he's cashing in. Now Andrej Stojakovic to steal. And a foul reach in on Mikalis Ivanauskis of Mercyhurst.
Roxy, again, we talked about Cal coming out of the timeouts, but you got Mahoney that's gotten spot minutes, and he's done nothing but satisfy if you're a Cal Bear fan and you're a Cal Bear coach. He's really getting the job done. He's been, just been very calm and very confident.
Well, you remember from the Police Academy movies and Steve Guttenberg, tell him Mahoney sent you.
Yeah, you remember that.
Oh, yeah. I was young, but.
So was I.
By the way, speaking of, happy birthday, Ben.
Well, thank you, Roxy. Thank you. That's nice.
It was a couple days ago.
Well, I appreciate the remembering.
It's not every day you turn 90.
No. We're getting there, though. A lot of candles
you
on the
hope
cake.
to get there. Lee Dort at the rim. Offensive rebound, Dort. Muscles it back up and draws a foul. And the physicality from Lee Dort underneath.
No, he's tough, Roxy. What he does for the Cal Bears, I like the way he just continues to persevere. I mean, I've seen him when he's missed the first shot. He just goes up and gets the miss and goes back up until he gets the line. He's done a great job for the Bears this year in giving them an inside presence. And I've been impressed, Roxy. Think about this. He's shooting 75% from the floor. That's all. And he's getting to the free throw line. He's got to work on his free throws. Obviously, that's been the one Achilles here. But he's getting rebounds, for his minutes, almost 7.5 a game.
But the transfer from Vanderbilt hits both free throws.
Yeah, if he can do that, he's really going to, I think, level out. But he's a presence for the Cal Bears.
Second foul on Mikalis Ivanauskis of Mercyhurst. And on the drive and finish, my goodness, Jeff Planutis for the Lakers.
I don't think the Cal Bears interior saw that coming.
I don't think anybody saw that one coming.
My goodness.
Jeff Planutis with the full facial right there.
Well, somebody will be on a poster.
Two-time first team all Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference for Mercyhurst in Division II, and now Mahoney does it again.
Roxy, you've got Mahoney and Wilkinson. You've got some guys now stepping up for Cal Bears, and that is just really a welcome sight to find guys coming off the bench, earning minutes, and just playing. But let's look at this down the middle. Oh, that was over Lee Dort. But here's Spencer Mahoney, Roxy, and what he does, he just knocks down shots and plays with extreme confidence.
Lee Dort, I think, wants us to delete the tape. Stepping in, that's a deep 2. And there is Mahoney, the rebound, and a foul on Aiden Reichert of Mercyhurst.
You know, I never worried too much about the poster because I figured it's just 2 points, but you got a chance to get it back. And Lee Dort wants to get to do some posterizing. I think he's capable of doing it himself.
You think he's taking numbers?
Oh, absolutely. The receipts too. I mean, he's right there, but you know, good players don't get rattled by that. I mean, it's personal, but it's not in the end. It's 2 points. What you do, though, with your minutes is important, and I think Lee Dort's made the most of his minutes, and certainly Spencer Mahoney is just given the Bears, as you mentioned, plus every time he's been on the floor.
1-1 for Mahoney with Cal in the bonus. And there is Lee Dort answering back at the other end.
Roxy, he
after
heard
the
you.
Offensive rebound.
Well, he heard you, and that's what he's done.
Me, you're throwing me under the bus.
Well, he heard you. And you know, his ability to get offensive rebounds has been impressive. He's done that all year long. And if you're an opposing team, you must keep him off the glass.
Lee, it was Ben that said poster. I didn't.
He's pretty good.
I don't want to get on his bad side.
He'll be all right.
Nice drive and finish again. Jeff Planutis for Mercyhurst.
Well, you talk about Lee Dort. Watch him he keeps his hand up. That's just textbook, Roxy. He goes over the back without creating any contact with his hands. He showed the official his hands, used his body and his length, and went over the top and got an easy 2. I mean, that's just textbook offensive rebounding. And by the way, he's got Mark Manson. If you're going to learn from somebody, I coached against Mark Manson during his years at Stanford for Mike Montgomery, and we tried every which way to keep him off the glass. No chance. I mean, he was one of the toughest competitors I've ever faced as a coach.
Foul was on Joshua Ola-Joseph. Christian Tucker looking to get going, and he traveled.
Yeah, he knew it. He just slid on the pivot foot there, Roxy, and unfortunate.
4 minutes left in the half. Cal up double digits on Mercyhurst.
I love that he's getting the stats,
Yeah.
but I like when the other person brings it over a little bit better. That's between you and me and the face
Yeah.
bunch. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The aesthetics drop a little bit. Thank you. Well,
You want, let's save the Mercy. You want to do the Mercyhurst school capsule here? We can talk Buster Douglas.
Yeah,
let's
let's
do
do it.
that. You know, let's save that for the second half when it could get a little out of control.
yeah, good call.
Zora, let's.
You said go to the standings.
Let's save the Mercyhurst profile for the second half. Let's just do the game here. I mean, will it still kind of competitive? Yeah. Okay.
You got new stats. I want to talk about the defense, though. I think Cal's done a good job. Yeah, let me talk. Can we talk about the defense? I want to make a point.
More popcorn. And the fans want more points. Cal up by 10 late in the first half here at Hospitality with Ben Braun and our ACC Network crew. Roxy Bernstein with you. And defensively, I'm seeing some strides, Ben, with Cal. Defending the three had been a little bit of an issue for Cal through the first 6 games, but tonight their length is bothering. Mercyhurst is 0 for 7 outside the arc.
Interestingly, Rox, and as a coaching staff, you talk about that. You've been giving up on the year 38%. That's close to 40%. That's not a good percentage, but what Mark Madsen and his staff have done, they've corrected that, and they've given respect to Mercyhurst, and they've really challenged 0 for 7. They've held a team that's normally 44% shooting to 33%, and they held them to 21 points, a team that's averaging 70. So that's defensively getting it done.
1 foot step back way off from Mykala Sivanauskas, and Cal looking to push it. And Jeremiah Wilkinson stepped on the sideline, and a turnover for Cal is their 5th.
Roxy, if you were to chart Mercyhurst and how many shots they've taken, how many have been challenged versus unchallenged, I would say that almost every shot has been extremely challenged. So it's been very difficult for Mercyhurst to get a good look to the rim.
Jeff Planutis looking to draw contact. And here comes Cal. And Joshua Ola-Joseph. Inside 3:20 to go until halftime. And Cal 5-1, trying to get to 6-1 for the first time since they started 7-1 back in 2016, 2017. That was Konzo Martin's last season at Cal. As Lee Dort is fouled, we'll get to the line. The second on Aiden Reichert of the Lakers.
Well, that's actually a good foul, Roxy. That was about to be an easy 2. And now you're making Lee Dort, who struggled this year, although he hit the last 2, go to the line. But I think Cal really, what they're trying to establish now with a couple minutes left in the half is to go in the locker room maintaining the momentum and the lead. They don't want to give it up. They've done that in the last couple of games. They've given up some leads. So, it's a work in progress when you're coaching your team. You're trying to get them to improve in all the areas that have been a challenge for you.
And Dort now 3 for 3 at the line. And one more for the transfer from Vanderbilt.
I'm about to tell you how much better his release looks, but then you know what that usually does. Let's see. Well, I do like his release. It looks a lot better than it has looked.
You know it's on you, right?
Yeah,
all right.
See, when I
you had confidence. You had faith.
No.
You saw it.
No, it's a little different rolling off my tongue. We'll see.
Cal snatched their largest lead. Take it back. They did have a 13-point lead at one point. But Dort was 6 points off the bench and 4 for 4 from the line.
That's just good defense, Roxy. They're getting further and further out on the floor.
Cal keeps pushing him out. And the driving runner by Shamar Rattan-Mays. And Christian Tucker counters back the other way. Andrej Stojakovic 3.
How about the look from Christian Tucker, Roxy? They need that. Christian Tucker had his head up the whole possession. He knew where Stojakovic was, and he found him. He knew it, and he ran back before Stojakovic could knock that down. He was very confident his teammate was
8 assists on 12 baskets tonight.
Yeah, that's going to get done.
And Cal, as we talked about it on Sunday, Ben, unfortunately near the bottom in the country in terms of assists per game as a club. They're averaging just 10 assists a game, which is 338th in the country.
No, that's just putting too much pressure on your offense. But look at Tucker. He has his head up. He waits. Everybody was guarded. He found the one player, Stojakovic, that was unguarded, and he delivered. And by the way, when you make a pass, throw it to somebody's chest. Don't make your teammate reach down to the floor or over his shoulder.
Second on Mady Sissoko. And Sissoko, the rebound falls to him. So Cal up 15, looking to extend it. Andrej Stojakovic. Jeremiah Wilkinson left open. 3!
Well, another good look, Roxy, again from who? Christian Tucker. I mean, he's finding his teammates, Roxy, and they're congratulating Tucker coming to the bench. It's always the guy that hits the shot you remember, but what about the guy that delivers? I love it. Here it is again. I mean, that's just good ballman. Look at that pass. I mean, over the top. That's a wide open Wilkinson, and Christian Tucker has had the ability now to find the one player that's been unguarded when they rotate, and he's delivered.
8-0 run for Cal. as the Golden Bears have made their last 4 shots. And Christian Tucker with 3 assists, making the extra pass, even though he hasn't scored, having an impact in this game. And Cal's now 6 for 10 from 3.
Well, I like it. And again, they're getting better looks, Roxy. It's one thing, it's amazing what good passing does. I mean, when you get good passing and good rotation, it's amazing how much more confidence you have. You go to practices, you see teams really knocking down shots. You need to chart the passes that lead to the shots, and rotations out of doubles, penetration dish, the extra pass, the hockey pass, a term I know you know. When that happens, teams are deadly, and Cal's now knocking down what I think are easier look threes. You liked how I got that hockey?
Yes, I did like that. Mercyhurst has a Division I hockey
well,
team.
Absolutely. They
Rough
should.
year for the Lakers on the ice, I'll point out.
Well, but they're in hockey country.
They have a really good women's hockey program, by the way.
Okay, well, so you've done your research, but you're on Lake Erie and you're out.
Oh, I'm all over Mercyhurst.
Yeah,
We're going to get to it in the second
Yeah,
half.
I know. I can't wait.
I did my research.
As you should.
But their first season as Division I program, moving from Division II, and the school located Mercyhurst University in Lake Erie. It is a private Catholic university.
Well, Roxy, I think you know this, but one of my teams played at Mercyhurst, so I'm no stranger.
Your
to
first
the school.
stop as a head coach.
Absolutely, and they were good. I mean, really good.
When you were at Siena Heights College
yes,
before Eastern Michigan.
And that was a guarantee game, and we went in there thinking we were going to not only get the win, but we'd come back with a little of the guarantee. But they were good, and they were strong, and they've maintained ever since. They've been a really good program over the years.
A really good run as a Division II team. And now making the move up, and again, as part of this transition period to Division I, they are ineligible, even if they win the Northeast Conference, ineligible to go to the NCAA tournament, which is the dumbest rule. But then again, who thinks the NCAA has common sense?
Well, I'll let you say that. I still got some people that I got to be careful. But Roxy, you talked about, we talked about the transition. Think about UC Davis. Think about UC San Diego. These teams,
and they just got through that 4-year
well,
probationary
and there was a long
period.
wait. And they had to play games without being able to be eligible. It hurts your recruiting, so you got to hang in there. But look how good those programs are now. Things can happen if you just stay patient and you stay with it. And obviously, you have the same coach that's been able to build tradition and build a winning program.
There's a foul off the ball, the second on Joshua Ola-Joseph. And that's team foul number 6. The next one puts the Lakers into the bonus.
I like the way Cal is closing out this half, Roxy. They haven't always done that this year, but I think it's been a real sticking point for Mark Madsen and his staff. I can guarantee you they've discussed this, they've worked on it, and they're showing you some strides here.
And putting it back, Aiden Reichert, the offensive rebound and bucket.
Well, Cal worked on a 2-for-1. I don't know if they're going to use it here, but they were doing this in practice this week. And they had an opportunity there with 40 seconds to come down and get a quick win. But I think Mark Madsen is saying normally we'll take the 2-for-1 because he's an NBA, obviously player as well. But he wants to make sure his team takes his time and gets a good one.
Christian Tucker down the lane and the first points for the transfer from UTSA.
Well, I like that. That was calm and it was confident. That's the way Christian Tucker can play, Roxy.
Now Mercyhurst can play for the last shot of the half if they want. Bernie Blunt the third, up and under, lost it going up, right to Christian Tucker, and that'll take us to halftime.
And you want guys who aren't complacent. You want them to stay hungry, but good teams have it.
On the drive, and Andrej Stojakovic snatches it away from Jeff Planutis. Stojakovic trying to go coast to coast, has to deflect it out, and will stay at this end.
Well, he started the game with a block, and he started the second half with one. That's an advantage of a 6'7" guard. You talk about the big guys inside that can block shots in Petritis and Sissoko. You got to add Stojakovic to that list as well.
Stepping through the double team and powering his way up is Joshua Ola-Joseph.
Well, I don't know how he got through that double, Roxy. That door seemed to have been closed, and he just said, look, I'm going to open it. I'm going to find a way to get through a double team. Those 4 sets of hands.
The second half was the problem for Mercyhurst their last time out against Air Force. Again, it was a 7-point game in Colorado Springs as the runner goes for Max Jusianek.
Well, they
But
need
then
to
in the second half, Air Force just blitzed him.
well, they need to put some points on the board, try to chip away, but they got to defend Cal too, Roxy. That's been a problem just to keep Cal off the glass a little bit.
And a steal. Here comes Bernie Blunt III. Blunt steps into a three and knocks it down. And the senior from Morgantown, Pennsylvania, the transfer from Edinburgh University, which oddly enough played against Mercyhurst in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference last year. And one of Gary Manchill's assistants played with an older brother at Florida State of Blunt. Therefore, they had the connection when they saw him in the portal. They went and got him, knowing how tough a competitor he is when they played against him last year.
Well, Roxy, relationships. You always keep the doors open.
And on the drive, Shamar Rattan-Mays will get to the free throw line for Mercyhurst.
Well, watch the transition. You know, if you want to play against a team that you've been struggling to score and try to get down the floor and before defense can set up, score in transition. That's really one of the easier ways to score. That's why you see so many teams playing faster now. Don't let defenses set up.
His dad was nearly a 2,000-point scorer, Bernard Blunt, who played at St. Joe's. And Bernie, who played his first 2 years at Quinnipiac, then went down a level to Division II, averaged 20 a game last year at Edinburgh, before coming back to Division I and out of the portal being snatched up by Mercyhurst.
Well, and he was shooting a cool 96% from the line until he missed that one. He was 24 out of 25 on the year, Roxy. That's getting it done.
Andrej Stojakovic off the window and using his 6'7" frame against the much smaller Shamar Rattan-Mays.
It looked like there was absolutely nothing there, and all he did was pivot, kept his pivot feet down, and used his size to get an easy window bank.
9 for Stojakovic. Bernie Blunt III. Aiden Reichert throws it right to Rytis Petraitis. One-on-one, Petraitis takes it strong. First points for Rytis Petraitis.
You know, he has a knack, Roxy. He knew exactly where to be when there was a drive that took place. All he did, like a middle linebacker, he just went out and he got to the logical passing outlet, and he was right there.
Left open, Aiden Reichert, 3.
And that's what he can do if you give him some openings. He struggled in the first half, but if you give him an opening, Roxy, he's a 40-plus three-point shooter. So that's a direction I think Mercyhurst would like to go and see if they can revisit.
So after going 0 for 7 from 3 in the first half, the Lakers have hit each of their first 2 threes here in the second half. Five to shoot. Rytis Petraitis, and a good box out by Max Jusianek for Mercyhurst, and a foul. It's on Joshua Ola-Joseph, his 3rd.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a delayed call. I thought it was a foul earlier on the possession, and then they just got tangled up. Finally, the official said, I got to call this. He was trying to give him a little bit of a break, and now he's got to come out of the game. But now you mentioned the three-point shooting, and Mercyhurst has now gotten on the board, and Cal, as you said, has been so good in the first half. They don't want to revisit early patterns this season and start giving up threes.
And a steal. Jeremiah Wilkinson races up the floor in the throwdown.
He, again, as I just mentioned, Petraitis did, all he did was beat his defender, his offensive player to the spot. He just said, look, I know what you're trying to do. I know what a handoff is. And he jumped it. He just cheated it, which is fine. On defense, you can cheat a little bit, and that was rewarded in a two-handed slam.
Rytis Petraitis the block for Cal. Andrej Stojakovic. Madi Sissoko underneath. Misses the putback slam, and it's out of bounds to Mercyhurst. 17-point lead, and Jeremiah Wilkinson again, Ben.
You like dunks, you like action, you like defense. How about Wilkinson on the break for the slam? The Bears up big. Bowling for dollars?
Okay.
I bet you were a good bowler.
No.
You didn't? No, really? I thought you would be.
I'm very mediocre.
Did you see Joe at a bowling alley?
No.
He'd bowl in the wrong lane.
He'd be the guy that would piss off the guy in the lane next to him.
No, that's right.
Because he'd just get the ball and go.
No.
And wouldn't
No,
have
he would
any
wait.
lane etiquette.
No, there would be none. No. That's funny. Is he coming up for Peters? You know?
Yeah, because they played Davis the night before.
That's why I asked him. He said he wasn't sure. Why didn't he tell me?
Because he does.
I said, are you coming? And he wouldn't answer. He asked me if I was coming to the game. I said, I don't think I can come to the game, but I think I'm coming to Peters.
Yeah, we can do it now.
I think it's good.
Start to have some fun with this.
Where is Peters at again?
Lake Merced.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's going to be fun. But it's early, right, Rox? It's like
it's new. Yeah.
Okay, I think I can get away.
Yeah.
I really want to be there. He's doing well, though, it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
George making it tough on him. All right, we got the 7. George, you might be setting us up for another tie here. Hope you got turkeys for everybody. All right, here we go, David. Do we have time for one more?
What's the dress, you know?
Come on, let's go, one more.
It's a good question. I do not know the answer to that.
I mean, it's casual. It's not like dressy, right?
I would think, yeah. It's
At noon?
lunch, you know, just khakis and a shirt. That's my guess.
Yeah. It's early to have a beer, but I'm having one. Or two. You're not working at all, right? There's no game?
No, I have a game the night before.
Okay, you're good. What about
Houston.
Joe?
Huh? I'm coming home. My game's at 4:30 in Houston. I'm on an 8:30 flight home.
Who's the game?
Butler against Houston.
At Fertitta?
At Houston. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, the school profile for Mercyhurst, we told you they're from Lake Erie area. So Erie, PA, and just a mile or two away from Lake Erie. And they're making that transition to Division I. And the notable alumni, Brandon Staley is currently an assistant for Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers, the former head coach of the Chargers. But James Buster Douglas, the former heavyweight champion of the world, went to Mercyhurst. In fact, he went to Mercyhurst on a basketball scholarship. He was a basketball player.
Roxy, that's doing your homework. I would not have known that.
Now, he was only there for 1 year, and then would go on to be the heavyweight champion when he beat Mike Tyson. At that fight back in 1990, James Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson in Tokyo.
Well, I'll never forget that. That was, that was an amazing fight.
A stunner.
No, but a stunner also was finding out that he played basketball. He could have played for me. I think he'd have been pretty tough.
You like him under the boards?
Oh, anytime. Just, come on, Buster, give me a couple.
But then after he beat Tyson in February of 1990 at the Tokyo Dome to win the World Heavyweight Championship, he then lost later that year to Evander Holyfield.
That's right. I do remember that. It was a big chapter in boxing lore.
That was in October. And Buster Douglas was a 42-1 underdog going up against Iron Mike Tyson. Andrej Stojakovic, 3!
And it's Andre with a little bit of a gesture just to let folks know I'm back. I still got it. Now, interesting research, Roxy, on Mercyhurst and Buster Douglas. That's
a basketball scholarship brought him to Mercyhurst.
Yeah, how about that?
And then also Mercyhurst is in a little pop culture movie theme. As Bernie Blunt III with the lay-in.
Well,
52-34 lead. And do you know what movie I'm referring to, Ben?
I actually do, but I'll let you go. And
might be Bob Melvin's favorite movie.
That's what I've heard.
Jeremiah Wilkinson, a three. 8 threes for Cal. The Bears are now 8 for 15 from downtown.
And that might be one of my favorite freshmen, Roxy. He's just really showing you his ability to belong. You do not think he's an underclassman the way he's playing.
Largest lead for Cal. And the drop off, and Madi Sissoko the foul after he thought he blocked the shot cleanly. And that will send Mercyhurst to the line.
I watched the hustle. I mean, that's just a good job of getting the ball over. One more, Wilkinson gives up a shot for Stojakovic, who knocks it down. I mean, look at the pursuing of the offensive rebounds, finding your teammate. Another three. I mean, that's Roxy. If Cal can start knocking down threes with their ability to attack the rim, I mean, that gives them a whole nother dimension. That's good to see shots falling if you're the Cal Golden Bears.
First one missed by Michalis Ivanauskis. The freshman from Chicago, his dad Tomas, played for Manchel when he was the coach at UMass Lowell. So dad played for him, and now his son is a freshman playing for Manchel too.
No, and that's a big reason why he's here. And Coach told us that in the pregame. Just that's a big reason they got him. And again, relationships are huge in the game of basketball and in the game of life.
But the movie, Tom Hanks.
I was waiting for you to get back to that.
That Thing You Do was the Wonders were the band, or the Oneaters, but just to make it less confusing, they put the W in.
Well,
but they were from Erie, PA.
Bob Melvin was my neighbor for a number of years, as you know.
Yeah.
But he never shared this with me. How come you know this and I don't?
I spent a lot of time with Bob on
Well, I did too, I thought. Of course, you worked his games a little bit different. I just trespassed.
But also, when the Wonders kind of leaped into fame, were taken notice of when they would go play at the Italian restaurant down by the airport, Villapiano's. They won the talent contest at Mercyhurst College.
Right, no, it was famous. I remember.
Suffocating defense, and Lee Dort forces the turnover.
There's nowhere to go, Roxy. I thought Lee Dort did a good job just staying patient, keeping his position, not reaching. He's got defensive discipline, which a lot of big guys don't have, and they often get into foul trouble. But I think the coaching staff's done a good job with Lee Dort. He's big, he's strong, and they just got to make sure he stays grounded and stays vertical.
Little did you know you'd get pop culture That Thing You Do references tonight. Jeremiah Wilkinson again. His second 20-point game of the season.
Can you spell Fuego? Fuego? I mean, Roxy, a freshman, is lighting up Haas Pavilion. He's done that the last several games now.
The opportunity that he's making the most of in the absence of Campbell and Blackshear. And Jeremiah Wilkinson, regardless of when they come back, and they're hoping to be back from Missouri. Again, they went through some shoot-around stuff today with the team. Wilkinson, the heat check, and the rebound grab by James Thomas in the game for Mercyhurst. But Jeremiah Wilkinson is going to factor in and be a key part of the rotation regardless of who's on the floor.
No, Roxy,
who's available for Mark Madsen.
That's a problem, but you know what that is? It's a good problem.
It's a good problem for a coach to have.
Hey, but let's go back, Roxy. How about the freshman, Jeremiah Wilkinson? His name keeps popping up. There goes that man. Here he is from three. Measure it, aim, deliver, count it.
Okay.
I mean, he's just been something. He's been a story. I mean, he's been continuing to be a story for Cal. I asked assistant coaches, I said, did you know? They said, yes, but he's proving it. We thought, but now we know. I mean, that's how good he's been. I mean, you see it in him when you recruit him. But I don't know if they expected him to do this quickly. And he is going to present a...
You like that knowledge there, Zora, of that thing you do.
Oh, that was huge. That was huge. Roxy's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
By the way, you know how a lot of people stay under pseudonyms on the road?
Yes.
So if you call the hotel, you can't get Melvin's registered name.
Yeah.
It's one of the characters.
No, really? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He still does that? No.
Yeah.
I got to remember that. I might have to get a pseudonym. I might have to get a name. You never know.
Yeah, text him. He might be
Yeah.
asleep. He's in New York right now.
Yeah, tell him we gave him some airtime. You did, but I gave him some love too. I mean, he's a good guy. What he did for my son and you, what you guys did in Houston, we'll never forget that. I mean, my son Julius always remembers that. We have pictures. You guys were great. By the way, the food there was pretty good. Better than Oakland. All right, we got some stories now. We better get them going. It's about to be a 30-pointer. Well, Roxy, we mentioned Jeremiah Wilkinson's name, but you watched him play. This young man's a freshman. I call him a young man because he is, but he does not play like a young man. I mean, his poise, his ability to get his shot going, his confidence level. He knows where to be on the floor. He separates. He can get out to the three-point line, get you on skates. And if you don't guard him, he'll nail threes. If you guard him, guess what? He'll just take you to the basket at will. Look what he's done, Roxy, in his last 2 games. I mean, prior, and what he's doing, he's just keeping up from where he left off.
20 tonight, 5 for 7 from 3 for Wilkinson. He also has 4 assists and a couple of steals. And Cal has opened up a 23-point lead, their largest of the night. Bears at 54% from the floor, 9 of 17 from 3. And they're holding Mercyhurst to 34% shooting. And going out of bounds, Bernie Blunt III, and a turnover by the Lakers. It's their 9th.
You know, Roxy, Cal's had a little bit of success down in Georgia recruiting. Don't you think?
Jaylen Brown, Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
They may want to continue going down there. They found something.
The late Kenyon Jones.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, I coach Kenyon, so I know.
A steal, Bernie Blunt takes it right back. And he darts up the floor and draws the foul on Wilkinson, and Bernie Blunt III will get to the line.
No, that was a good job, really good job by Bernie Blunt. But, you know, you talk about Cal's pipeline into Georgia, Roxy, and that's pretty good pipeline.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, pretty good.
Not bad. I'll take it.
So Blunt at the line, 2 shots, 96% from the stripe. Not even I can jinx him, Ben.
Well, you know, people talk about Jaylen Brown, obviously the career he's had now in the NBA, but I got to tell you, you know, what has been so impressive following Jaylen Brown, and, you know, we've covered him and watched him practice, it's just how much better he's got. He's been a student of the game. He's gotten better, and if Wilkinson gets better, watch out.
Cal attacks, breaks the press, and 1. Spencer Mahoney to finish for Cal.
Roxy, we highlighted 2 guys, Wilkinson and Mahoney. So Mahoney must feel a little lonely right now because now he's getting back in the act. Watch him on the break, his size, his agility, his ability to finish. What a lift he's given the Cal Bears in his last 2 games. Again, with Cal down 3 starters, he's gotten some minutes, and I believe he's going to continue to get minutes, Roxy. That's what, you know, playing it labels you to do. You never know until you get opportunities.
Missed the free throw. He's now 0 for 3 at the line in his limited chances this year. Cal has matched that largest lead inside 11 minutes to play. And Lee Dort got him with the body. And it's the second on Dort, putting Aiden Reichert to the stripe.
Well, I hope nobody gets Wally Pipp, Roxy. That's what happens sometimes. And people say, who's Wally Pipp, right? You know what the old adage is.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't know who he was?
Of course I know who he was.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Luke Garrick, what? Come on, Ben.
All right, I got to make sure.
Please, give me some credit.
All right, well, maybe our listeners didn't know and our viewers didn't know. But you know, Roxy, it's just, again, one opportunity. You never know. Somebody gets an opportunity to play. They prove themselves, and it's funny how this goes. Sometimes somebody's out of a little bit of a rotation, and I'm not wishing that on anybody at Cal. Nobody certainly deserved to be pushed out of a rotation, but that's a pleasant problem to have. And Cal's going to have 10, 11 guys that they can comfortably play as this season goes on.
Here comes Wilkinson.
Mercyhurst electing now to extend the pressure, see if they can speed him up a little bit.
Forced pass and a turnover, and Christian Gamble comes away with it for the Lakers. Pull-up floater. Bernie Blunt III now with 9.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him, Roxy. I mean, that's a good-looking player for the Mercyhurst Lakers. He's played well.
Nice find, and Lee Dort can't convert on the reverse lay-in. And here comes Jake Lemmelman for Mercyhurst, but they throw it away, and it goes back to Cal.
Gary Mitchell's just kind of looking out there. You don't want to get on your guys too hard, but they had opportunities, Roxy. They had numbers, and not that they're going to come back and maybe close the gap or retake the lead, but they were on a little bit of a momentum slide there, and those are the plays that kill you. You just can't turn it over.
Jeremiah Wilkinson gets inside, and Wilkinson off the window.
Well, I like the direction that Cal has, 3-4 touches, then a quick attack. You get the basketball to move side to side, you get the defense to move, suddenly now you're attacking. That's just great execution.
The flyby, that's a 2, and a miss from Jake Lemmelman. Adi Sissoko in the kick out. Christian Tucker. Nice move into the key, rattles in for Christian Tucker.
That's a good basket for Christian. I mean, he's a capable scorer. He did it all last year at UTSA, and so he's getting opportunities now, but he can score. He's just more of a setup guy, but he definitely can score.
And that run pinballs out for Shamar Ratan-Mays. And a foul will stay at this end, going for the rebound, and it's on Spencer Mahoney.
Well, watch Wilkinson again. We talked about his outside ability to score, but he just gets inside. But watch Christian Tucker. I mean, he gave his team, whenever his team needed it last year, I mean, he brought his team back on a number of comebacks, and he was instrumental in every one of those. So what a luxury for Mark Madsen and the staff to have veteran guys that have played and put some miles on by getting some experience at some programs. So again, depth has been a real plus for the Cal Bears.
Second foul on Spencer Mahoney. The front end of the 1-and-1 missed by Aiden Reichert. In this game, part of the Cal Classic, which also involves Air Force and Sac State. And Sacramento State, after they played Cal tough on Sunday, won at the Air Force Academy today. Andrej Stojakovic with a finish, +1.
Well, he's been quiet. I had a chance to talk to Andre today, and I was supposed to deliver a message for his dad, which I did. I think his dad will be pleased right now, because that's one of the messages: to stay aggressive, get to the rim, use your size, use your body. He's a very unselfish player, and obviously you don't want players to be selfish, but sometimes when you're one of the best players, if not maybe the leading scorer, you got to make some things happen, and he's capable of doing that almost at will.
And now Stojakovic has scored 15 or more in each of Cal's 7 games. And the Bears, speaking of 7, on a 7-0 run right now.
Well, that's good to see, Roxy. They've got some guys that can take over a game, but they're really unselfish team. And so they don't really step up unless their team needs them. But Andrej Stojakovic can do it when his team needs him. He always seems to be around the ball.
Underneath. And the footwork, and it pops out for Mikolas Ivanauskas of Mercyhurst.
Well, I like the defense of Sissoko. He made it difficult with the hand up.
Jeremiah Wilkinson, 3! 10 straight for Cal and Wilkinson, a new career high. 25 points, and Cal on a 10-0 run and a 30-point lead.
Roxy, we said there goes that man. There goes that man again and again. How about the corner 3? How about the tee up? How about the delivery counted? Wilkinson for another 3.
Remember when Mercyhurst had a 4-point lead?
No. No, it's been that long, it seems. I don't know. Well, we said it was going to get here, and it did. But Cal's, I mean, my God. Holy smoke.
Let's wait till the next one. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Holy smoke. I mean, Wilkinson's just, look at this kid.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. I mean, my goodness. How tall is he legit, you know?
6.
I know, he doesn't look tall, and they list him at 6'1", but he sure plays bigger. I mean, that's impressive, man. I'm not sure Blackshear's 5'11" either. But who cares, right? This kind of makes you forget about Blackshear and how good he was.
Melvin, so good.
Oh, he did? Did he text you?
Yeah.
Is he watching?
I don't know, but I told him.
Tell him I said hi. Well, too late. I have his number. I can text him. Yeah, I can. What do you just come back and talk? I can say something about Wilkinson. I think we need to talk about him. I'll say something if you want. Yeah, let me just. I mean, he's just too good. You have to say something. I got something I can say.
Cal in firm control of this one now. Have opened up a 30-point lead on Mercyhurst and trying to get to 6-1.
Well, Roxy, this is Thanksgiving, and you know many families acknowledge what they could be thankful for at this time of year. How about if you're the Cal Bears? How about being thankful for this young man? This freshman has delivered just performance after performance, and has done it in a big way, Roxy. I mean, his performance tonight, I thought I'd seen it all in the first couple of games. How about 25 points with still 7.5 to go, 7:50 to go?
Cal 10 for 18 from 3. They're shooting 58%. Holding Mercyhurst to 33% shooting, 2 for 10 from 3. And Cal's bench, even with the injuries and the guys out, outscoring the Mercyhurst bench 39-3.
No way in the world you could tell me that Cal was going to score 39 off the bench with 3 starters out, Roxy. That's amazing.
And Cal takes it away, and they had an advantage. That's why they didn't blow it dead in a shot clock violation. Andrej Stojakovic draws the foul, will get to the line.
But that, that stat alone, if you look at it, you want to bench production, but my goodness, 39 off the bench. The Cal Bears rolling. Big lead. They lead by 30. I wish they'd change this rule, this boom.
Back-to-back timeouts.
I hate it. I mean, to me, it should be a timeout. If it's called, that is your TV timeout. You don't get two now back-to-back. That doesn't make sense. It used to be that way. They changed it back. Oh, well, got to pay for sponsors.
Okay.
Cool. We're going to talk Cal football?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to say something. I mean, after you say it. Is Wilkinson the real deal, or are we just seeing, what's going on here? Have you seen a freshman step up like this? I mean, I know it's not the greatest, but if he can play like this in the league, my goodness. I don't think he's scared, do you? He plays with no fear. There we go. What's your over-under, by the way? Did you cover?
We're under. There's no way there's 1,500 people in here.
No. How many? I said 500.
I think there's about 800 to 900.
Yeah, that's about right. Got stats?
Not much changed.
No, that's it. That's incredible. That stat, you got it.
Justice Suing.
What happened?
Most points by a freshman. Okay.
Good stuff. Well, how many?
25.
He's going to pass that. I think.
Posters and a 30-point lead for Cal the night before Thanksgiving. Not so sure about the red jacket, but we'll move on.
Not a Cal.
So Andrej Stojakovic at the line to shoot two. A note on the 25 points by Jeremiah Wilkinson. That is the most points by a Cal freshman in a game since Justin Suing dropped 25. Justice Suing dropped 25 on Washington State, February of 2018.
Yeah, that stood for a number of years, but I think odds are that that's going to go down. That record is going to be broke.
Well, it's not a record for points.
No, but
by a freshman, it's the most since.
Yeah, the freshman.
Yeah. You'd have to get to Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
Yeah, that's
level
another level.
Another level.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fumbled, recovered inside. Jeff Planutis. And spinning into the key, off balance in the fourth foul on Joshua Ola-Joseph. And that will send Max Jusianic to the line for Mercyhurst.
Now, you're hard-pressed to go back and find any freshman that accomplished what Sharif did, Roxy, in this school.
Pac-12 freshman, Pac-10 at the time.
I mean,
freshman.
you were here. I missed him by a year.
You tried to get him.
There's no way, but, he was that good. And, what an ambassador he's been for a game. Obviously, big tragedy in his family, but he's just such a good person and comes from a great family. But those records, those performances, I don't think will ever be equaled.
Both free throws knocked in by Max Jusianic. And the junior has got 6. At what point, Ben, do the walk-ons start to loosen up and stretch?
Well, I think
knowing they're going to get some run.
After the last, probably TV timeout, it's that time, I think. In
the meantime, Joshua Ola-Joseph trying to get his.
Well, you want to give the other guys a chance, you know, that haven't played, and you also want to get your starters out. You don't want any more injuries, and so I think you're going to see some guys coming in probably after the 4 minute.
They're starting. You could see them to move around a little
They're
bit.
fired up, Roxy. I mean, you know, they take
They
three.
sense it.
Well, 3 guys having been down in a 30-point lead helps their cause.
And the pull-up jumper. Bernie Blunt III with the bucket.
You know, again, Roxy, I've alluded to this, but I've been so impressed with Cal's unselfishness. I mean, for a guy like Jeremiah Wilkinson to get going, other guys have helped him, set him up, given up their opportunities of their own to get the freshman Wilkinson going. Look at that pass.
Darts it inside, and Joshua Ola-Joseph missing the reverse, but draws the foul. Foul on Max Jusianic.
Here you see the drive here and the finish. I mean, that's a great pull-up. That's what you have to do against Cal. I think if there's any recipe, you're not going to get all the way to the rim against Cal. Your best bet's to pull up in that lane. It's kind of a lost art. Most people are threes or finish at the rim, but you got to play the mid-range.
First appearance tonight for Devin Curtis, the 6'11 sophomore for Mark Madsen. And also Mercyhurst. Our first look at Kadir Martin, the freshman from Staten Island for the Lakers.
Well,
Also Deshaun Jackson Jr. in the game for the first time.
Yeah, Devin Curtis had some minutes last year, Roxy. So again, they're able to go to their bench even when their bench goes out of the game. Cal's got some bench guys, so they are a deep team. We talked about that in practice today, how many players they had on the sideline.
And last year, the plan for Curtis was to redshirt him.
Yeah.
But then because of injuries and a depleted front court, he was needed to play and burn the red shirt. So got some key minutes last year as Ritas Petritis spinning into the lane. And the rebound grab by Kadir Martin. Martin, who's got 3 brothers that played college basketball. Phil played at UC Riverside. Hassan and Malik both played at Rhode Island for Danny Hurley. And the lay-in by Kadir Martin and one of his older brothers on staff for Danny Hurley at UConn.
Yeah, no, that's a good basketball family.
Ola-Joseph drops it in.
Well, I'm really, again, impressed with his footwork. Cal's big guys, Roxy, do a really good job avoiding the travel and keeping their feet down, the pivot feet. Pete Newell would be proud, I can tell you that. The master of footwork was Pete Newell.
Pete Newell, big man, Cam.
No question, and he improved a lot of players for sure. Helped my teams, I can tell you that.
Deshaun Jackson Jr. Tough off-balance floater. Joshua Ola-Joseph skies for the rebound. As Jackson, by the way, lost his shoe in the process at the other end for the Lakers. Andrej Stojakovic on the weak side. Joshua Ola-Joseph has his shot blocked. We'll get to the line.
Here you go. We talked about the footwork, Roxy. There's the show, the go to the basket, the freeze. How about just freezing your defender into the air? Again, by keeping his pivot feet down. That's just clinic. I mean, that's textbook pivoting in the post.
One more for Joshua Ola-Joseph. Now a season-high 12 points. His career best is 17 twice while playing for Minnesota. As Andrej Stojakovic's night is probably done. And he'll depart with 15, which matches a season low.
That's all.
And Joshua Ola-Joseph converts both. And the good thing for Cal's Buster Douglas ain't walking through that door.
Not yet.
Although he is 64 now.
Yeah. Well, it didn't stop Tyson, did it?
Well, 58 did stop him.
Well, it didn't stop his bank account.
That's a very good point. Inside 3:45. Tough step back shot from Jake Lummelman. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Spencer Mahoney. Will stay at this end. 3:33 to go. Cal put the finishing touches on win number 6.
partner Chick-fil-A, the assist recorded during tonight's comment.
Yes.
Resulting in generous donation of 10 meals
Okay.
from Chick-fil-A to local organizations. So far this season, the Bears have tallied 57 assists here at Nashville. And by Cal Math says that's 570 meals for those that need. Deep Orange. Lucky Road is presented by Pete's Coffee, born here in Berkeley, committed to handcrafted golden under pressure coffee. Section 17. Look at you guys, you're into Pete's Coffee. Courtesy of Pete's Coffee.
Well, there were plenty of big game heroes on Saturday. Certainly Fernando Mendoza stole all the headlines. But the internet sensation right now, making its way across social media, is Trevor Skogerbo, who is one of the equipment managers for Cal football. This was the reception that he got from the team and Justin Wilcox. After they showed the highlight of him saving a helmet, somebody tried to steal a helmet when they stormed the field post-game at the big game, and he maybe made the best tackle of the day.
Unbelievable. And Roxy, what a game, by the way. That was, and a finish. If you want exciting finishes, Cal coming back 98 yards.
98 yards with my boys, as Fernando Mendoza
I mean,
said.
that's just a classic. And if you know Fernando Mendoza, you got to really appreciate that he was able to pull that off. But
outside jumper from James Thomas for the Lakers.
But no, that made national. That interview made national news with his emotional response, but also the tackle and the save. That's a loyal equipment guy.
Clearly, he's paying attention to the tackling drills in practice.
Well, he did. He got it done.
Devin Curtis trying to get his first points of the season. Out of bounds will stay at this end. And again for the Cal Bears, 4 straight big game wins over the Cardinal. Back-to-back years, bowl eligibility, 1 more game to go. They're at SMU in Dallas at 12:30 on ESPN2, 12:30 Pacific time Saturday to wrap up the regular season. And they will depart for Dallas tomorrow. Jack McCloskey in the game, a walk-on. And Devin Curtis from the outside.
He said he shrugged his shoulders and said, why not? I love the response, Roxy. Look at that from his teammates. He watch his response after he hits the shot. He says, why not? I mean, this is just really, when you're having fun, you're having fun. His teammates up there applauding Devin Curtis. You love to see guys, get their teammates behind them.
And the 4-point play
a rarity
for Devin Curtis, who hits his first career 3, and now a career high 4 points.
Yeah, well, how about that? Why not? I mean, it's contagious, Rox.
11 threes for Cal. And the Golden Bears lead it by 33.
Well, they're having fun, Roxy, and it's good to see a team having some fun.
And now the block, but a goaltend. Give the hoop to Jake Lemmelman, his first points of the night.
Now, this is the third unit that's in right now, Roxy, and I'm telling you, this third unit is not bad. I mean, you're keeping Wilkinson on the floor for sure, but, I mean, this is a good-looking unit, and you can't say this about many teams that go this deep under their bench.
Jack McCloskey, the walk-on, the junior from Newport Beach, getting his first run of the season. And played at that prep powerhouse down there in Orange County, Mater Dei.
Well, that's a powerhouse indeed.
In and out for Deshaun Jackson Jr. And then Jeremiah Wilkinson lost it out of bounds. And now Mark Madsen making the opportunity to get a couple other walk-ons in the game.
Good to
As
see.
coming in for the Golden Bears, there you got Matt Dessler, 23 in white. Local kid. In fact, his dad was
Mike,
a longtime administrator.
Absolutely.
Here at Cal.
I just saw Mike not long ago.
Yeah.
He's got to be a proud papa, Roxy. I mean, this is full circle. And McCloskey as well. Played for famous coach Gary down at Mater Dei. I mean, you've got some guys here in the game. It's just great to see guys getting rewarded for their hard work.
And then Jared Karapetian in the game. Sophomore from Woodland Hills. And a three, the stroke from Jake Lemmelman. Final 90 seconds. All right, Ben, you know, they list Karapetian at 6'2". I'm gonna list myself at 6'2" if he's gonna pull off 6'2". Here's a steal by Jake Lemmelman. And the reverse, nice move by Lemmelman, the freshman from Newton, Mass, for Mercyhurst.
Well, Roxy, we always measure players in their shoes. Some with lifts.
So if I'm on my tippy toes?
Some with lifts. Some have bigger shoes than others. They're still running their offense, Roxy. I never had a team do this. Run their offense.
We had some walk-ons that actually got some big minutes for you over the years,
no
whether
question.
it was Ryan Forehand Kelly, Robbie Jones, Connor from Mueller.
Absolutely. We've had some very good walk-on players. But you got to remember, walk-on players were stars in their high school teams, Roxy.
That's true.
They're not, you know, to be taken lightly.
And the loose ball. And we'll get a tie-up as Sean Lang on the floor for Mercyhurst, and there's 30.8 left.
Well, Roxy, we got 30 seconds to go. I mean, I was hoping you'd ask me about Thanksgiving, what I'm thankful for.
Well, I know you're going to eat a ton, but...
Well, food for one, but
yeah.
My family, obviously, number one. But I've got to take this time to say I'm thankful for having the opportunity to work for you and with you, because it wasn't that long ago that we were here together and was part of a recruiting team that got you to stay here and be the play-by-play guy. Good things have happened since. I've had 24 guys in the NBA, Roxy. People say, who's my top recruit? I say Roxy Bernstein. That's how loyal I am to you. And I mean it.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
And I am thankful for the opportunity to work with you over the years. And
a lot of fun.
Yeah, you opened the door for me. It was, you know, it was a two-way street there.
Yeah. We had fun.
Christian Tucker, that will be technically a turnover. And that'll be the ball game. And Cal is 6-1 in March.